Honor has just announced the newest member of its X series lineup. The new Honor X9a 5G features a premium curved OLED display and appears to be built to withstand a beating, as evidenced by the numerous drop and smash tests that have circulated on social media. It has a decent-looking processor, 3 cameras, and a 5100 mAh battery with 40-watt wired fast charging. It appears to be an excellent all-around device. Is this the mid-range phone to purchase in early 2023? With its matrix star ring camera design, the Honor X9a 5G is inspired by the brand's flagship smartphone, the Honor Magic 4 Pro. It's a welcome change from the usual camera layout found on many other smartphones. It also appears to be inspired by the screen of the Magic 4 Pro. A curved display, let alone an OLED display, is uncommon in this price range. As a result, you get deep blacks and vibrant colors that really stand out, especially when the display is set to vivid. Add to that a 120Hz refresh rate and a touch sampling rate of 300Hz, and you have one of the best displays in this price range. Honor appears to be very proud of its durability, and drop and smash tests conducted online would confirm this. However, there is no ingress protection, which would have sealed the better deal. The device supports dynamic resolution, and the refresh rate can be reduced to 60Hz to save battery life. The screen features 1920Hz pulse width modulation dimming, which Honor claims reduces fluctuations in screen brightness as well as the likelihood of flickering, resulting in a more comfortable viewing experience even in low light. Moving on to the rest of the design, all buttons are on the right side, while the dual SIM tray, speaker grill, microphone, and USB-C port are at the bottom. There is no headphone jack and no microSD card slot. The Honor X9a 5G features a Snapdragon 695 5G processor, up to 8 GB of RAM, and up to 256 GB of storage. While it does have a lot of storage space, they could have done better. In any case, day-to-day performance is snappy and smooth, with plenty of room for multitasking, and gaming performance is adequate for medium to high settings, depending on the game. Asphalt 9 is very playable on its default settings, while Diablo Immortal can be set to high for quality on medium resolution and 30 frames per second. For Genshin Impact, you can set it to medium with some granular tweaking at 30 frames per second, or use the low preset at 60. The phone's thermal performance was good, it warmed up, but not to an uncomfortable level. You can get a clearer idea of its performance in Geekbench 5, as the single-core performance is pretty good but it certainly is lacking when it comes to multi-core performance. In the case of the latter, a flagship chip from years ago can still beat it with ease. Moving on to 3D Mark, you can see that it struggles a bit when it comes to 3D graphics, but it's still pretty okay. If you're planning to play mobile games with the best graphics, it will be a grueling experience for the Honor X9a 5G, but that doesn't mean you can't play games on it. There are still plenty out there that can run on this smartphone just fine. Lastly, on PC Mark's Work 3.0 benchmark, I'm genuinely surprised the Honor X9a 5G managed to break the 10,000 mark. It's actually not far off from last year's refreshed flagship chip, which is pretty solid. This shows that it can function as a daily driver pretty well. The Honor X9a 5G features a 64-megapixel main camera, a 5-megapixel ultra-wide unit, and a 2-megapixel macro shooter. The main camera's photo quality is pretty good, though the AI likes to boost the blues for a more stylish shot. Colors can also be a little pale at times. The ultra-wide camera is fine if you're not going to go pixel peeping, but zooming in will reveal that it lacks detail. The ultra-wide unit also lacks a manually activated night mode. Night shots have a good amount of detail, but some could use a little more sharpness. Portrait shots also have good edge detection. The 16-megapixel front camera performs admirably during the day, but struggles to deliver detail in low light, smudging the edges horribly. Again, if you don't plan on zooming in, it should work. Otherwise, it's only average. On the video front, the Honor X9a 5G does not support 60 frames per second video recording at any resolution. On the other hand, it has EIS, which works well for more static shots but struggles with more active movement, such as walking. The Honor X9a 5G is powered by Magic UI 6.1 on top of Android 12. There are a couple of games and a couple of productivity apps preloaded. You can uninstall everything. There's the standard Honor app suite. Except for a few, most of them can also be uninstalled. The UI performs well in terms of speed and responsiveness. Of course, this UI is still inspired by an old friend, albeit with a different theme. You get the usual perks, such as the ability to customize the color temperature of the display, an always-on display, and the multi-window dock, which allows you to access your most frequently used apps and open a floating window for multitasking. I only have a minor implementation issue here, as there is no way to launch split screen without first dragging apps from the multi-window dock. The Honor X9a also includes Honor Share, which allows you to wirelessly share files between a compatible device, such as a Honor or Huawei laptop, and the Honor X9a 5G. You can also use multi-screen collaboration to control the smartphone directly from a compatible laptop, such as taking calls, sending messages, sharing files, opening apps, and so on. I was able to get around 7 hours of screen time on the Honor X9a 5G in a single charge with a combination of being connected to Wi-Fi and for a significant amount of time on mobile data, which is pretty good considering I put in several hours of Asphalt 9, almost on Spotify most of the time and connected to a pair of TWS earbuds, some YouTube in there, took photos and videos, and a lot of social media. A full charge took just over an hour using the 40-watt power brick that came with the box. With its premium looks, emphasizing its curved OLED display, camera module, and excellent durability, the Honor X9a 5G is a breath of fresh air. Performance-wise, it does the job, but I believe there are better equipped devices in the same or nearly similar price range. The battery life is excellent, and it charges quickly. The cameras are adequate, but the ultra-wide unit falls short in comparison to the main shooter. If you intend to shoot video, you're also limited to 30 frames per second, no manually triggered night mode on the ultra-wide unit, and without OIS, even walking while recording can introduce a lot of jitters, almost rendering the footage unusable. Furthermore, there are no provisions for adding more storage, which may be a deal breaker for some. Would I recommend the Honor X9a 5G for the price of $300? Yes, if having an OLED screen is important to you and you don't plan on shooting a lot of videos, especially in low light. Then yes, this phone is worth looking into.